I love Mads Mikkelsen so much.
Do you believe in God, LeChiffre?
I believe in a reasonable rate of return.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's our guy right there.
I mean,
what a villain.
He clearly this was like his audition for Hannibal, because it's very, Hannibal-esque, especially when we get into like the torture scene later. But he I just rarely does a role match an actor so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I really could not imagine anyone else being LeChiffre.
No.
Because just Mads Mikkelsen's face is so expressive.
Mm-hmm.
The way he says his lines is so perfect. And the interesting thing about him is that he's like, his economy of movement is so great.
Yes.
He doesn't move unless he needs to.
No.
He's got like great body control, great face control. But the whole thing with this character is, as cool as he seems on the surface, the dude is scrambling for half the movie.
Yep.
Because Bond screwed up his whole plan, and now he owes tons of money to some really bad dudes,
mm-hmm.
and he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's out over $100 million.
Yeah.
That he keeps trying to get back, and Bond foils it at every turn.
Yeah.
And this guy still manages to keep a face on that it's okay.
Yeah, he still seems like it's cool up until the very minute that the Mr. White, the Spectre operative, shows up to shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, he just maintains that calm almost up until the end.
Yep. It's a
no
great
matter
character.
what happens. I mean, O'Bono comes in and like attacks him in his hotel room, is going to cut his girlfriend's hand off.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't flinch.
No.
While that's happening.
No, and I mean, he gets called out on. It's like, you're not even going to say anything when I'm going to cut
clearly he's scared.
her arm off.
He's sweating and stuff and like freaking out. But he keeps his, he doesn't start crying. He's not like screaming. He's just is what it is.
Well, and he's also very intelligent.
Yeah.
When he plays Bond at the poker table by faking a tell.
Yes.
By, touching his temple.
Yes.
And so Bond loses, I forget how many millions of dollars.
It's a lot. I mean, basically his whole $10 million stake is gone.
Correct. He's knocked out of the game at that point, and they don't want to give him any more money.
Yeah, Vesper is actually the Treasury Department person who's in charge of deciding whether they're going to give him more money or not. And even though they have this relationship, she's like, no, I'm not going to give you the money. You're not a good bet for me.
Yep.
And that's so interesting to me, too, because one thing I really noticed this time is that this whole movie just goes over and over with betting and gambling.
Yes.
Like, even the part in Madagascar where they're looking at this guy that they're, that the guy who ends up in the parkour sequence with him.
The evil operative.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his name is, but they're at a betting match with a mongoose fighting a cobra.
Yeah.
The people are betting on that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in this movie is gambling all the time. Literally, in most ways. Which is really interesting to me.
Sure. I mean, we have it set up in the title, Casino Royale. We have it set up in the opening credits that's all centered around playing cards.
Yes.
Casinos.
Yes. And then you immediately go into the scene with LeChiffre and O'Bono. And LeChiffre is getting on the phone with the stock market guy because he's gambling on the stock market.
Yep.
So, it's all these different kinds of gambling are what's happening in this movie.